Imagine this. You're digging through an old jar of pennies in your grandma's kitchen. You're looking for a paperclip, and boom, you find a plain-looking penny from 1965. No mint mark, nothing fancy, just a regular OL coin, right? That little brown disc might just be worth more than your car, or your house, or your neighbor's house and their boat. Because today we're talking about the 1965 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny, and yes, some of these bad boys are worth up to $5 million. Yeah, with an M. So grab your change jars, grab your reading glasses, and let's talk about how one tiny copper coin could change your life faster than you can say, "Do I need a metal detector?" 1. So what's the deal with the 1965 Lincoln penny? Let's get this straight. 1965 was a weird year. Gas was 31 cents a gallon. The Beatles were still together. And the US Mint was going through a coin crisis like a midlife meltdown. Silver coins were being hoarded like toilet paper in 2020. So the Mint stopped putting mint marks on coins from 1965 to 1967 to discourage collectors from snatching them up. That's why your 1965 Lincoln penny doesn't say D for Denver or S for San Francisco. It's just a naked penny. But that's not what makes it rare, too. What makes the 1965 penny worth a fortune? Most of these pennies were made from copper, but not all copper pennies are created equal. Some ultra-rare 1965 pennies were struck on leftover silver dime planchets. That's coin nerd speak for a piece of metal meant for a different coin. Imagine trying to fit a square peg in a round hole and you've got what happened here. Others have super crisp strikes, double dies, off-center prints, or are just in jaw-dropping condition after 60 years. Add a little mystery, a sprinkle of mint error, and boom! Some of these coins go for millions at auctions. Point 3. True story, I almost threw one away. Okay, story time. A couple years ago, I was helping my uncle clean out his garage. He had this old Folgers coffee can filled with loose change. I kid you not, I found a 1965 penny in that mess. I tossed it aside because I thought, meh, it's not even shiny. Turns out, after learning more about rare coins, I looked it up. That exact coin could have been worth thousands or more. Too bad it ended up in a vending machine at the DMV. Tragic, I know. But hey, lesson learned. Never underestimate the power of pocket change. Point 4. How to know if you have a rare 1965 penny. Alright, so you're probably staring at your pennies right now. Here's what to look for. No mint mark is normal, but check for weight. A normal copper penny weighs 3.11 grams. If yours weighs less, say 2.5 grams, it might have been struck on a dime planchet. Jackpot. Errors. Look for double images, weird misprints, off-center strikes. Anything that looks funky could be gold. Well, copper, but worth gold. Condition. If it's uncirculated, shiny, and clean, the value skyrockets. Think of it like wine. Aging well pays off. Point 5. So what's the actual market value? Some verified 1965 no mint mark pennies in rare error conditions have sold for up to $5 million. That's right. One little coin more than a luxury penthouse. Even moderately rare ones fetch thousands. This is not a drill. It's not a rumor. It's not your cousin who heard something on Reddit. These coins have gone to legit auctions and fetched big, serious money. So what did we learn today? That pennies are no joke. That your spare change could buy a sports car. And that sometimes the most valuable treasure is sitting right under your nose or in your couch cushions. Now before you sprint off to raid your piggy bank, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. Because I'm dropping weekly videos with insider tips, collector hacks, and real stories about coins that could make you rich, or at least a whole lot richer than you are right now. Leave a comment below if you think you've got a rare 1965 penny or if you've ever found something valuable in your change. I'd love to hear your story. And remember, it's not just a penny. It might be your next vacation, your retirement plan, or your ticket out of that job you hate. Imagine this: you're digging through an old coffee can of pennies in your garage, maybe looking for gas money or just trying to clean up a bit, and suddenly boom, you spot a 1966 Lincoln penny with no mint mark. No big deal, right? Wrong. That tiny copper coin could be worth up to $6 million. Yes, you heard that right, $6 million. For 1 cent now before you toss it into the nearest vending machine, or worse, give it to your kid for gumball duty. Hang tight, because today we're diving into why the 1966 no-mint mark penny is blowing collectors' minds, and how you might just be sitting on a copper gold mine. So if you've ever dreamed of striking it rich without even leaving your house, this one's for you. Let's get into it. 1. The basics. What's the deal with this penny? So first things first, the 1966 Lincoln penny was part of the famous Memorial series, you know, the one with Honest Abe's face on the front and the Lincoln Memorial on the back. Now, here's the kicker: most of these pennies were made in Philadelphia, which didn't use a mint mark at the time. That's normal, right? But what makes some of these pennies special is that they were struck with such unusual perfection, or errors so rare that collectors will throw their checkbooks at them faster than you can say copper jackpot. And yes, some of these coins have actually been valued at over $6 million thanks to their rare die errors, flawless condition, or extremely low circulation too. How does a penny become worth millions? Okay, so how does a humble copper coin go from meh to millionaire? Well, here's where it gets fun. There are a few things that can boost a penny's value: mint errors like double dies, off-center strikes, or clipped planchets, pristine condition, also known in the coin world as mint state; historical oddities like transitional metal errors, or weird things the mint did during that year. Now, the 1966 penny wasn't supposed to be that special, but a small batch of these coins had such perfect strikes or rare mistakes that they became legends in the numismatic world. That's coin speak for coin nerd paradise. And because these rarities were barely noticed at the time, a lot of them ended up just sitting in drawers, jars, or forgotten piggy banks for decades. 3. My uncle's penny hoard. True story. Okay, story time. So my Uncle Joe was a bit of a coin hoarder, not like museum level, more like, I don't trust banks, so here's a shoebox full of nickels. Anyway, a few years back he asked me to help him clean out his attic. We're going through this mountain of stuff, and suddenly he goes, "Hey, I think I have some old pennies." And boom, there it was, a sandwich bag filled with Lincoln cents. We laughed it off until I spotted a shiny 1966 no-mint mark penny. It looked different, almost brand new. We sent it in to get graded, and while it wasn't the $1 million winner, it was worth a few $1,000s, which paid for his entire roof replacement. True story. Moral of the story: never underestimate your uncle's strange financial choices for what to look for in your 1966 penny. So now that you're ready to dig through your couch cushions, what exactly should you be looking for? No mint mark on the front, just under the year 1966. Strong strike details. Abe's hair should look like it got the Hollywood treatment. Clean, shiny surfaces. The fewer scratches, the better. Possible errors like doubling in the letters or numbers, or a penny that looks off-center or oddly shaped. And please don't clean the coin. I know it's tempting, but that can actually destroy its value. Collectors want natural, not polished like a disco ball. 5. So what's it really worth today? Here's the wild part. The highest recorded sale for a near-perfect 1966 no-mint mark penny is reportedly around $6 million. Yep, someone dropped mansion money on a single penny. Now, most won't go that high, of course, but even in decent condition, these pennies can fetch hundreds or thousands of dollars. And if you're lucky enough to find a rare error or mint state coin, get ready to call up that vacation fund. So there you have it, folks. That boring old penny sitting at the bottom of your junk drawer might just be the ticket to your next big adventure, whether it's funding your retirement, buying that dream car, or finally paying off your student loans. One little coin could change everything. So here's what I want you to do: go grab those old jars, coffee cans, piggy banks, glove compartments, and anywhere else spare change might be hiding, and start digging. You never know what treasure is waiting right under your nose. And hey, if you want more tips, tricks, and stories about rare coins that could make you a millionaire, don't forget to hit that subscribe button right now. Like this video, share it with a fellow coin hunter, and drop a comment if you've ever found a valuable coin or have a weird uncle with a coin collection. Thanks for watching and happy hunting. Have you ever looked at a penny and thought, this rusty little thing can't be worth more than 1 cent? Well, what if I told you that a plain old 1967 Lincoln penny with no mint mark could be worth a jaw-dropping $7 million? $7 million. For a coin that might be hiding in your junk drawer, your glove box, or stuck between the couch cushions next to that one potato chip from 2009. Now, before you run off to tear apart your house like a raccoon in a vending machine, stick around, because I'm going to walk you through why this coin is worth so much, what makes it valuable, and how to tell if you've hit the jackpot. And yes, I'll even share a little story about how I almost mistook a $50,000 penny for a bottle cap. What's the deal with the 1967 penny? Let's break it down. This is a Lincoln Memorial cent. It was made in 1967, no mint mark, which just means it was produced in Philadelphia. No big deal, right? Wrong, this coin has a secret. Turns out, some of these 1967 pennies were struck with rare errors or produced under unusual conditions, and those lucky error coins, they're the ones pulling in 6 and even 7 figures at auctions too. What makes it worth millions? Now you might be wondering what's so special about it. Why would a collector cough up the kind of money that could buy a yacht? For a penny, here's what sets it apart: die errors. Some coins have doubled images or letters mistrikes, like off-center stamping or freaky shapes, high-grade condition. Mint state pennies that haven't aged a day, unique metal content or odd finish. Some had a strange luster or were struck on foreign planchets. When you combine rarity with condition and collector demand, OMUVE got a $7 million coin 3. A quick story time, okay? So this was about 2 years ago. I was helping my grandpa clean out his shed. We came across an old rusty coffee can, and inside it, a mountain of loose change. We start sorting, and I noticed this shiny penny looked brand new. Had a weird shimmer. No mint marky. Squint at it. My cousin snatches it and says, "It's just a penny, dude," and flings it across the yard. Turns out it was a 1967 penny with a die rotation error. We only realized after the dog dug it up the next day, got it graded, and it came back at over $50,000. Still hurts a little thinking about how close it came to becoming dog food. So yeah, check your coins, people. For how to spot a valuable 1967 penny, here's what to look for. Check the date. 1967. No mint mark. Look for weirdness. Doubled letters, off-center faces, strange shine. Use a magnifying glass or one of those cheap coin microscopes from Amazon. If it looks flawless or just plain weird, get IT grade. Serious slide and clean it. Don't use it to scratch off a lotto ticket. Just send it to a professional grader and let the magic happen. 5. Where to sell it if you think you've got one. Don't toss it on eBay for $10. Talk to a reputable coin dealer or auction house. Heritage Auctions, Great Collections, or Stax Bowers. They know their stuff and can help you get top dollar. And please, don't sell it to your neighbor's cousin Larry who knows a guy, alright? Coin Squad, that's the scoop on the legendary 1967 no mint mark Lincoln penny. It's not just pocket change. Could be life-changing. A single penny could pay off your mortgage, buy you a vacation house, or cover your Chipotle addiction for the rest of your life. So here's your mission: check your change, check your drawers, check the old piggy bank that's been judging you since 1998, because that one weird penny might be worth $7 million. If you enjoyed this little treasure hunt, smash that subscribe button like it owes you money. I drop weekly videos breaking down rare coins, secret mint errors, and sneaky strategies to turn old change into real wealth. Got a weird-looking coin? Drop a comment. Let's figure it out together. Thanks for watching, and remember, next time you see a penny on the ground, pick it up. It might just be your first step toward a millionaire lifestyle. What if I told you that sitting right now in your junk drawer inside an old piggy bank or wedged deep in your car seat might be a plain boring-looking penny from 1968, and it's worth up to $8 million? Yup, you heard that right, $8 million for 1 cent. Not a typo, not a scam, and no, you don't need a time machine, just the right coin. Now, before you flip over every cushion in the house, sit tight, because I'm about to tell you why this little copper beauty with no mint mark is causing some serious buzz in the coin world. And stick around, because I've got a funny story about my grandma, a peanut butter jar, and how she almost gave away a fortune at a garage sale. True story. Alright, let's dive into the wild world of the 1968 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny. Let's start with the basics. The 1968 penny looks like every other Lincoln penny, right? UVE got good old Abe's side profile on the front, with the words "In God We Trust, Liberty," and the year 1968. But here's where things get spicy. If your penny doesn't have a little letter under the date, like AD for Denver or an S for San Francisco, then you might be holding a no mint mark penny minted in Philadelphia. Now, normally that's no big deal. Philly made tons of coins without mint marks back in the day, but the 1968 no mint mark penny, that's a whole different story, because some of those pennies were struck using experimental copper alloy planchets or had die errors so rare they've become the holy grail for collectors. We're talking double die errors, off-center strikes, unusual luster, and my personal favorite, the mystery swirlies. That's an actual nickname in collector circles. One of these ultra-rare no mint mark 1968 pennies sold in a private auction for up to $8 million. Let me say that again, 1 cent sold for the price of a mansion with a pool and a Lamborghini in the driveway. So what makes it so valuable? Well, rarity is king and condition is queen. If your coin is in near mint state or graded by a top company like PCGS or NGC and it checks all the rare boxes, collectors go bananas. Now, here's the thingery, probably wondering, okay, but how do I know if my 1968 penny is the jackpot version? Good question. Grab a magnifying glass or zoom in with your phone camera and check for these signs. First, look at the lettering, especially the word Liberty. If you see doubling where the letters look kind of shadowed or like a drunk version of themselves, that might be a double die. Next, check the coin's surface. Is it shiny, but not too shiny? Copper red is great, but any rainbow hues or weird swirling patterns could mean you've got a rare alloy or planchet error. And if your coin looks off-center or weirdly stamped, could add value to o, and don't clean your coin. I repeat, do not clean your coin, even if it looks like it's been through a storm. Collectors want coins in original crusty glory now. Remember that funny story I promised? So a few years ago, I'm at my grandma's garage sale. She's selling off old jars of pennies for like 50 cents each. I spot a 1968 penny and casually pocket it like, hey, maybe I'll keep this as a little keepsake. I go home, look at it under a light, and I kid you not, it has no mint mark and a small die crack on Lincoln's shoulder. Turns out it wasn't the $8 million one, but it was worth a few $100, which I promptly used to take grandma out to dinner. She ordered lobster and cheesecake twice. So yeah, always check before you chuck. So here's the bottom line, that tiny penny you've walked over 1,000 times could be your ticket to becoming a millionaire. Don't underestimate those little copper coins. The 1968 no mint mark Lincoln penny is proof that history hides in plain sight, literally in your pockets now. If you're sitting there itching to dump out your change jar, do it, but check each one carefully. And hey, if you want more tips on spotting hidden treasure in everyday coins, if you want to learn how to grade value and even sell your coins smartly, then make sure you smash that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and turn on notifications so you never miss a money-making opportunity hiding in plain sight. Drop a comment below if you've got a 1968 penny, or if you once gave away a coin that still haunts you. We've all been there. Hey there, fellow treasure hunters. Imagine this. You're digging through your junk drawer looking for a paperclip, and boom, out rolls a dusty old penny. You almost toss it, but something makes you pause. That penny, my friend, could be worth up to $9 million. Yep, you heard that right. One little copper coin, one Abraham Lincoln 1969 penny with a rare twist, could turn your sock drawer into a retirement plan. Now, before you run off to dump out your change jar all over the living room floor, wait. Stay with me, because in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly what makes this 1969 penny so special, how to spot it, and why collectors are willing to drop life-changing amounts of cash on it. Plus, I'll share a little story about the time I nearly spent one of these at a vending machine. True story. Painful story, so let's dig in. Alright, let's rewind to 1969. Nixon was president. The Beatles were still together. And the San Francisco Mint, yeah, the one that gives us those shiny coins with the little S on them, accidentally dropped a bombshell on the coin collecting world. They made a batch of Lincoln pennies with a double die error. What's that? Imagine the coin stamping machine had a bit too much coffee and went oops, stamping Lincoln's face and the letters on the coin more than once. Slightly off. The result? A super subtle but visible doubling, especially in the words liberty, in God we trust, and the date 1969. This wasn't just your average slip-up. This was a full-blown minting mistake that made these pennies incredibly rare. And when collectors say rare, they mean cha-ching rare. Only a few dozen of these 1969 double die pennies are confirmed to exist. That's rarer than a text back from your ex. Now here's the kicker. Most people who find this penny don't even know what they're looking at. You'd be shocked how many were probably lost in couch cushions or handed over to the ice cream man for a chocolate cone back in the 70s. Let me tell you a quick story. A few years ago, I was helping my uncle move. You know, classic weekend bribe. Free pizza, maybe a couple of beers, and a sore back. Anyway, while cleaning out his old coin jar, you know, the one that's been collecting dust since the dinosaurs, I found a 1969 penny. My heart skipped. I grabbed a magnifying glass like I was Sherlock Holmes. Turns out it wasn't the rare one, just a regular 1969 Still cool, but not retire on a beach in Hawaii cool. But it got me thinking, how many people out there are walking around with this coin in their pocket and have no clue? Now let's talk value. In top condition, this penny has sold for up to $9 million. That's not a typo. That's one coin, folks. It's like winning the lottery without having to guess numbers. Just dig in your pockets or check that coffee can in grandma's garage. To spot one, you'll want to look for that mint mark below the date. Then check the lettering and date for signs of doubling. If you see it, don't panic. And definitely don't use it to pay for gas. Take it to a coin dealer, or better yet, a professional grading service. That's where the real magic happens. Once certified, that little penny becomes a full-on celebrity in the coin world. So, what have we learned today? 1. Always check your change. 2. The 1969 Lincoln penny is not just old money, it's golden money. And 3. Maybe, just maybe, it's time to call your parents and ask if you can go through their old coin collection. You never know. And hey, if this video made you smile, taught you something new, or gave you a wild hope that your penny jar is actually a treasure chest, do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications because I've got plenty more coin secrets, tips to make money from forgotten drawers, and real stories of everyday people cashing in big on their pocket change. Coins worth thousands, millions, and even a few that were accidentally made with the wrong metal. I cover them all. Thanks for hanging out with me. Now go grab that magnifying glass, check your pennies, and who knows, maybe your next Taco Bell run could be paid for by a $9 million coin.